Hey, good morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. The big question, any rain in sight? I would dare say that everybody would agree that we could use some rain now across all of Michigan. You know, we've had times where this year some parts have been flooded out, some parts have been parched, and you say, well, we need a great rain, and the wet spots say, what, rain? And the dry spots say, what, no rain? Now we're all in the same boat. We're all very dry, and let's get to it and show you what the weather is for today and if we have any hopes of any rain anywhere in sight. Well, let's start here. And here's a satellite picture. Hey, good morning, Stacy Alts. Just clear as a bell. The clouds out to the west. That's a dying cold front, and that is just the chance for an isolated quick thunder shower today. But you could see that there's really not much going on with this cold front just yet. Here's your radar forecast for today. And we'll move it along. We're into 11 o'clock. Maybe a couple of showers across the UP. We're into 2 o'clock. And into 5 o'clock. That's about it. Hey, good morning, Fairgrove. Michael Armbruster. And this evening. So, yeah, could there be a shower in an isolated spot? Certainly, but it's not very likely at all. High temperatures today continue to show this theme that the Northeast really drying out, and high temperatures in the low 90s. Alpena and Oscoda and Whittemore Prescott, Tawas, Standish Gladwin, around 90. Low 90s in the Detroit metro area, maybe Ann Arbor, and then upper 80s, really common. Through Flint, Saginaw, Bay City, Jackson, Lansing, Kalamazoo, and maybe just a little bit cooler air starting to move in across the western part of lower Michigan, and then UP, a comfortable high temperature, about 80 degrees. All right, any rain in sight? Well, I have to tell you that really now what we're down to is we're down to weak cold fronts coming through the area. So to get a halfway decent chance at rain with a cold front, you need to come through. The timing has to be right, late afternoon and early evening. Sometimes early morning is okay. It's the second best choice. Middle of the day is not a good time for a cold front to come through, and anywhere from 10 at night to 6 in the morning is not a good time. So let's look at the American model called the GFS together, and I'll show you there's no flow of storm systems coming out of the west. They're coming up into Canada. It's about an August type storm track, okay? So here we go. We're at overnight tonight. There's your dying cold front. And the one thing that these dying cold fronts do is cool us down. So tomorrow we'll be back down low to mid 80s. Bone dry air though. So even though it's not warm, it'll be low relative humidity air, which dries things out also. Feels comfortable, agreed, but dries things out. So we're into Wednesday, and it's just continued bone dry. And here's our next cold front. This is Thursday night. And here's Friday morning and Friday early afternoon. Again, a dying cold front. Maybe a little better chance of rain with this one than what we have coming through today. But still, it's probably a 40% chance if you like the chances. And this is by Saturday morning. And if we look out in the future, there's just really no major storm system in the offing. Doesn't mean we're going to be totally dry, but just nothing really major in the offing. Hey, let's take a look at the total precipitation from this model. I look at it out to about 7 days, and you know, it's indicating that in thunderstorms somebody could get an inch, but I usually find that this is a little more widespread than what happens, and otherwise we're talking 0.2 to ½ inch. That's about it. Those of you that are interested in the tropics, here's Tropical Storm Chris off the coast of North Carolina, about 200 miles east of Cape Hatteras, and there's the forecast for it. So it really won't have impact on land. Now, what these things can do, if they move slowly and strengthen, they can kind of act as a roadblock and bog things up. That could be good or bad for Michigan. It depends on what it bogs down. Sometimes it holds the rain off by keeping it to the west, or this one might be just far enough to the east that we're in the bog down zone where a cold front could come toward us and not move east faster. That would be a good thing. We'll have to see how that plays out in the next couple of days. Hey, good morning, Tom from Rockford. Yeah, put the campfires out real good because I noticed it is dry around. There you have it. Pretty quiet. Comfortable weather coming up for most of this week. Comfortable summer weather. If you're camping, you've got great weather in the 80s, low humidity, but again, watch the fire danger, and we'll just keep watching for a good rain, and otherwise, all we can do is enjoy the sunshine. Have yourselves a great Monday. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.